One of the challenges that I face as a female investigative journalist is my relationship with family, because my work means working all the hours. It feels like their mother is different, and I try to tell them I'm unique. It's not like I'm a bad mother. It's the job that I'm doing that calls for this. And I've been very happy to see women with their babies here, because you can be a mother and an investigative journalist and many other things at the same time.
Thank you so much, Gabby. So I'm so glad to be here and to be able to share.
I grew up in Afghanistan, and of course, like the situation was never good. In most of the newsroom that I worked, I was the only woman in the room, and I have always denied the opportunity because of my gender.
So we were not telling our own story until 2016. It was either Afghan male journalists telling our story, or it was one international correspondent coming to Afghanistan and reporting our story. So
they would never see me as a journalist, but they look down and say, like, they would see a woman, thinking that I can't. But that also became a source of resistance for me, where I said, if you're doing this to put me down, to say I cannot do it, so there's a greater hope for me to prove you wrong. So I was always volunteering to go cover attacks. I was always like, if needed to stay late, I was staying late. You know, whatever it takes for me to prove that I am as much capable as any male journalist in Afghanistan. Because then they would know that my being a woman has nothing to do with my journalism, with what I can, write and cover.
We can learn a lot about the power of mentorship, like the power of being there for each other, the power of networks. And a common topic that all the panelists brought is that there were other amazing women next to each other, inspiring each other. We're talking about doing investigative journalism. We're talking about uncovering stories that have not been told to others, that are hidden from the public, and in a context where there are many other things happening in women's lives. When in times of doubts, in times where we are investigating, when we are discovering very complicated topics, it's like the matter of being there for each other, the power of having the right networks, the power of having and reaching out to people you can talk to, finding the right allies and believing in ourselves.